period where so many of them went bust and also other ones got bought out. I think recently FTX announced they were buying Block 5 for like 99% discount. That's what we want to see, but it's not over yet. So again, that probably means one more flush later on.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Crypto. Today we have Gareth Soloway, the Chief Market Strategist for InTheMoneyStocks.com, providing technical analysis of the movement of the top cryptocurrency. In the past week, Bitcoin has been hovering above and under the $20,000 mark, and this has led to wild speculations on what the future of the crypto market will be. Even more on doom and gloom as Bank of America reports a 50% decline in the number of active crypto users, and American TV personality Jim Cramer has taken a different position on cryptocurrencies and NFTs, saying there's no value there. Gareth Soloway could not disagree more. In fact, quite the contrary. Soloway thinks this news will have a positive effect on the current market trend. Soloway also had a couple words for hodlers that are considering shorting right now. You might want to rethink that move.
But remember, they're backward looking, right? So just now we've seen this big, almost 10% decline in oil just today alone.
Yeah,
and so I do wonder if they're still hot, if they still show a lot of inflation, if people are going to say, well, yeah, but that was last month, and we know that oil fell, so they might discount them just a little bit going forward. So just something to keep in mind is that the market is probably trying to factor that in as we speak.
Why is that not the smartest move right now? The market strategist points out that the improvement of the dollar would force Bitcoin even lower. But listen carefully to what he says next.
But one of the things I've learned in all the cycles that I've traded, whether it's stocks or commodities or crypto, is that usually these calls are early, right? So you're still going to see one more good flush. They have to flush out the weak hands that are buying here. And again, just be ready for that. It doesn't, if you look at it in perspective, we were at 68, 69,000. We're now down to 20, or we were sub 20. This is obviously getting inexpensive, but just be aware that markets tend to push you more than you're aware in each direction. So it went higher than many people thought, and ultimately will go lower than many people think.
Recently, the overall exchange reserves declined since January in ways many did not see coming. How does this affect overall trading?
Yeah, I think with the dollar, you have to look at it as it is a pressure factor with crypto. Like if you had a dollar that wasn't up so significantly for this year, 2022, would crypto still be at 30,000? Now, I still think crypto was going to come down. There was a bubble in the crypto markets, in the NFT markets, all of these markets.
You heard it yourself. In spite of the reports from some of the traditional financial institutions, establishments like ARK Invest have reportedly moved from a neutral to a positive position on Bitcoin. What changed their mind? Hear Gareth Soloway's analysis.
Yeah, so I think the key is if inflation is high, I think that the hands are tied. The politicians' hands are tied. There's too many voters in that middle income kind of range that just aren't going to be able to stomach these high prices, right? They're being hurt too much.
If you know Soloway, you will know that he's been right on a whole number of occasions. In fact, he has rarely ever been wrong. Could he be right on the money with this trend too? What are his analyses on Bitcoin here in the short term?
My thought process about why we haven't bottomed is that you haven't seen all out, basically people just throwing their hands up in the air, and you still have too many cryptocurrencies out there. We've started to weed out the weak hands, the Celsiuses, the other ones filing for bankruptcy, the Terra Lunas that shouldn't have been in this situation. But we still have thousands of cryptocurrencies. And if you look at the .com bubble, which is very reminiscent to what we're seeing here, you had a period where so many of them went bust and also other ones got bought out. I think recently FTX announced they were buying Block 5 for like 99% discount. That's what we want to see, but it's not over yet. So again, that probably means one more flush later on. What I would say though is this is important, is that don't necessarily think that it's a guaranteed flush, right? So what I did was when we got to 19,000, I started a very small hodl position. And what I'm going to do is every 2,000 to 3,000 lower, I'm going to add another small position, accumulating a bigger core. Because yes, I think we might go to 12,000, but there's no guarantees. I'm not going to buy every weight there and just miss the whole train. As much as I love Bitcoin going forward, got to start dipping those toes into the water. just below 20,500 right now. So it's had a nice comeback. It was trading in the 19s earlier today, so it has had a nice rally back up. It's definitely a risk-on market today, at least. We've seen the Nasdaq come back and have a nice move up. So I mean, it's been a beautiful move. And I would just say this is that remember, in investing, your emotion works against you. So when you're most fearful, which is right at these lows, that's when you got to be looking to buy. And when you're most greedy over here, that's
when you got to sell.
Yeah.
Whoa, what did you think of that? Let us know in the comments section below. Now at this point, one might ask, with sentiments gradually rising at Bitcoin in spite of the trend, could we be looking at a bullish run in a $25,000 support? Would that be neat? Here's what Gareth Soloway had to say on that.
Have your HODL position, that's fine, but then designate a portion of it that you're taking profits, because I always like to say it, no one went broke taking a profit, right? So I mean, you always want to stay in the game. You want to pad your portfolio with some profits. If then a stock or in this case a crypto goes against you, you have that padding to kind of save yourself. And you can always, you're freeing up capital too, right? So you have that capital to redeploy, which is super important as well.
The chief market strategist also advises investors not to get too attached to the market trends. In such a harsh economic climate, what is the future of altcoins? Most of these coins do not have the market cap and popularity that will keep them alive, but Gareth Soloway briefly explains how some of them have been moving recently, taking Avalanche as an example.
That is a huge move on Ethereum. The one thing I wouldn't want to see this lower trend line break. And then if it actually took out this one, that would be the real one that you don't want to see.
That would be the problem.
In case you were wondering, what is the actual factor that will drive Bitcoin up drastically in the near future? Soloway gives his concise analysis on the future of cryptocurrencies.
So I do trade a little bit of the altcoins, but my criteria for risk has me sticking with the top ones. So like a Polkadot, a Cardano, Solana, Avalanche. I try to stick in that top 20 because again, it's just, I don't feel comfortable. I don't have enough knowledge about what these coins that are lower down on the market cap side do. And knowledge is so important. You know, number one, liquidity is really important, and the bigger coins have that, and knowledge about what really they do. So for me, I try to protect my wealth, and so I stick with those top ones. I personally am not in XRP at this point, only because we're still waiting on that judge's decision, and I don't like hanging out my future investment on the whims of a judge, right? I mean, no one knows what the judge is going to do. We don't know what judges in general are going to rule.
The latest CPI numbers will be published not too long from now. What kind of impact will the CPI numbers have on the market? Will it be a major impact? The ones that trigger a kind of frenzy, or something we just breeze over? Hard to tell, but Soloway predicts what might happen.
So just to understand, and again, I'm only a semi-expert on this, but I believe what ended up happening with oil is that there were people holding contracts going into expiration. And remember, basically you have to take delivery of oil. So I don't know, what's a contract? Is it 10,000 barrels of oil or something like that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But basically that's one of the reasons why oil went negative, is because people were like, well, it's going to cost me a fortune to take delivery of 10,000 barrels of oil, so I'm just going to keep selling and selling.
After all this is done, is there any other unexpected factor that can push the market bullish? If we knew, it would not be unexpected, right? But the master strategist is no stranger to surprises from the market trends, so he explains what he thinks might play out. A closer study of the charts reveals something else that is even more profound. Ethereum has a greater percentage upside than Bitcoin. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, it's time to put your money where your mouth is, don't you think? Gareth Soloway emphasized on dollar cost averaging, taking small wins even with your HODL position, and also the advantages of reasonable regulations, not the kind that will set the crypto industry backwards by many years, as you might have guessed. Thank you for watching this video. What's your next move from here? Buying or HODLing? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to smash the like button, share this video with friends and family, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you on the next one. Until then, bye.